Guys, today's video is one of the greatest golfers ever, Hale Irwin. Now, Hale Irwin has won 45 Champions Tour events. That's 6 clear of longer. So he is definitely one of the greatest golfers of all time because of his 3 U.S. Open wins. 3 U.S. Open wins is very rare territory, and it means that you hit the ball really straight. So Hale Irwin is one of the golfers that I watched a lot as a youngster growing up, and he had the longest career of anybody. Oh my gosh. And he was a football player at the University of Colorado, if my memory serves correct. So he's a jock, he's 6 feet tall. He was banging it out there on the gridiron before he banged it out on the golf course. So Hale Irwin is one of the great heroes of the game of golf. So let's check out this swing comparison. Hey guys, I'm so excited to do a little side-by-side comparison of myself with the great one, Hale Irwin, the man with the most Champions Tour wins at 45. He's 6 ahead of Bernhard Langer. So as bad as Bernhard Langer is, there's someone that's even better. He's got the most majors as a senior, which is he's got 7, and he's got 3 U.S. Open wins and 20 PGA Tour wins. So one of the all-time greatest golfers to ever play the game, greatest competitors. So this video is really about form versus function, because I think we can clearly say that Mr. Irwin's function is 100%. He's functioning at 110%. What a great golfer he is. But what I'd like to do is take a look at my swing first. So one of the things that I'm working on is clearing my hips better, and I have suffered from early extension, which is we're going to see my hips move a little bit closer to the ball as I transfer my weight. I transfer my weight from the ball of my right foot to from the heel of my right foot, to the ball of my left foot, and then it goes back to the heel of my left foot. Now you'll see that my left foot is closer to the ball than my right foot. So that is partly why I believe my hips move closer to the ball. But we can see here, I want to point out, if you notice my hip rotation, here my hips are fairly square to the ball. My shoulders are still open to the ball. I like this position. And we'll see that my hips are continuing to turn a little bit better as I make it into impact. So this is what I've been working on, and I'm starting to see results. But the thing that's so exciting is I'm really feeling like I'm throwing the club head and I'm hitting the ball very straight. Like, this is one of the straightest periods in my life. I've had like 3 sessions now where, I'm really hitting the ball pretty straight with all of my clubs, with a lot of power. And it's pretty exciting, to be honest with you. So we'll take a look at Mr. Irwin here. He has a much more upright swing. He was born in 1945. He's also 6 feet tall, so he's taller than I am. But we're going to see he has more of the Nicklaus type of swing. And then here we see that his club is coming down through his shoulder. So this is... he's got it laid off, and he's going to hit. Obviously he's a fantastic golfer, but very few people would want to teach this today. Oh my gosh, isn't that just crazy to think that you wouldn't want to teach a person to play as well as Hale Irwin? But he really throws the club head, and we're going to see that these post-impact positions are very unlike what I've been striving for with my Hogan swing. He has a release that is kind of similar to a Tom Purtzer. A lot of these guys who have really smooth swings, and his release is very straight up and down. Like Jack used to say that he wanted the club to be straight up and down on the follow through, more closer to his spine angle. And that's the difference between the doorway finish that Hogan does and what Jack and Hale Irwin do here. But let's take a look here. This is very instructive, I believe. I've got a tush line for each of us here. My feet, my stance is more slightly closed. I think I might want to experiment with that the next time I go out and see if I had a square driver stance, what it might do to my angles. But right now I'm hitting the ball, you know, pretty much where I want to, which is very exciting. So as we go back, let's watch it through one time full speed or slow motion, just one time through, and then I'll dissect it. Obviously, two very different motions. Mine is more around the body and less upright. But it seems like we both had a good result here. So the tush line, I want to talk about what both Mr. Irwin and I do from the top of the swing. We're both loaded into our right hip. You know, obviously, even though I bet our shoulder angles aren't too far apart, Mr. Irwin takes the club up over, like more across the neck, whereas I'm more across the shoulders. And he has his club face much more open as well, and an almost bowed position at the top. But we're going to watch our right hip as we both squat down, that we're going to be moving off of our tush line. We see both of our heels are starting to creep up there. So how much of a problem is this? Is it a problem? You know, Jack Nicklaus has this a little bit as well, I must admit. You know, it looks like we're both continuing to rotate. It looks like Mr. Irwin's club face looks even more open to the target line than mine is presently. But here where it seems as if, you know, our arms are in a similar position. We're both standing on our left side. We're both off our original tush line by several inches. And we're both coming into the ball square. You know, we're up on our right toe. And let's go through impact. Yeah, Mr. Irwin is even standing up more than I am as he throws that club head. And of course, Mr. Irwin's exit is more straight up and down, just like Jack Nicklaus, whereas mine is more across the body in more of the doorway finish. So if I could have Mr. Irwin's game, I would trade my swing for his game. You know, I enjoy working on the aesthetics of the swing, though. That's one of the things that I really enjoy. But I mean, the function of Mr. Irwin's swing, you know, it's undeniable. He's one of the greatest golfers that ever lived. Now, here's an interesting point. I don't know how I'm supposed to finish inside that box, you know, considering I'm standing straight up on my left leg. So that's one of the reasons why I'm talking about fiddling with my stance and making it more square, because my left heel is so far off that tush line, there's no way I'm going to be able to finish on that line. You know, because the line is basically going to be near my left heel. So, you know, some of these standard ways of measuring a golf swing from two-dimensional imagery has its shortcomings. But that being said, I think that these are two pretty good golf swings. And he's a way better competitor than I am, obviously. But I'm excited about the swing changes that I'm feeling. I'm experiencing more effortless power than I've ever had in my life. So keep on watching, guys. I'm having so much fun because, you know, now that I've turned the corner on my swing evolution with these recent changes, I want to just keep on drilling this stuff and see how good I can make it, because the results are really coming along, and I'm excited about the golf that I'm playing. Hit 'em long and hit 'em straight. Hey guys, the next MSC Intensive is September 21st and 22nd. If you want to come out for the hottest weekend in golf instruction, hit me up, Christo at myswingevolution.com. I used to have a pretty ugly golf swing, and now I've got a really good golf swing. I got rid of my slice, picked up 50 yards, cut 10 strokes off my game, and I've even been on the Golf Channel. If you want to find out how, go to myswingevolution.com.